I'm Mary McAuley. I'm the founder of Ripe Life Wines, the producer of the Clam-Baked Chardonnay and the Clam-Baked Rosé, and we're here at the Grey Lady in downtown Manhattan. One of my favorite bars, and not only because they carry my wine, but because they have amazing food and it's a really fun time. And we're here for forkandplate.com. As an industry insider, a sommelier, and a wine producer, I tend to have some more interesting beverage choices at my bar at home. And I love having friends over who aren't in the industry to kind of see what things that they like, what things they find unexpected, and then really enjoy. And today I brought with you 5 things that my friends never thought that they'd like, and then when I give it to them, they love. So my first hidden gem would be sparkling reds. I don't know if you've ever heard of them or ever tried them, but any person I've introduced to them loves them. Australia is famous for making sparkling Shiraz, and Emilia-Romagna, Italy is famous for making Lambrusco. So as you can see, this looks just like a red wine, only it's effervescent and fizzy as if it's champagne. What I love most about Lambrusco and sparkling reds in general is that if you're a red wine drinker and you love the flavor of red wine, you get all of that. However, it's served cold and it's refreshing and it's sparkly and it's festive. So my second hidden gem is an unoaked Chardonnay. I actually produced this Chardonnay myself. It's called the Clam-Baked Chardonnay. And what I love about showing this to people is I'm always met with resistance when I give people Chardonnay, anything but Chardonnay, ABC. So my Chardonnay is completely unoaked, no malolactic fermentation, so it's a really light, crisp, lemony, mineral-driven Chardonnay, hence why it's perfect for seafood, and hence why it's such a crowd pleaser. Chardonnay on its own is lemony, it's mineral-driven, it's light, but Chardonnay still has that richness and body to stand up to the protein in seafood and in all the things you find in your sort of clam-baked cuisine. So this is the other wine I produce. It's my limited edition Clam-Baked Rosé. For too long we've been scared of domestic rosés because they've been jammy and too overdone. I find when you take domestic fruit and you do it in the French style, you really have an amazing product in the end. Another thing I like to throw my guests for a loop with is a Spanish style vermouth. Vermouth in general is created to mask the heat in an alcohol in a really stiff drink. However, in Spain they make vermouth to be sipped on. So vermouth in general is just a fortified wine. It's wine fortified with alcohol and herbs, but in Spain they also add a combination of the grape juice made to make the wine to round it out a little bit, give it just a touch of sweetness, and it's great to sip on. I actually like to just take a tumbler and you just pour a little bit of Spanish vermouth over a big chunk of ice. I have never offered this to someone and had them not call me or text me the next day and say, what was that and where can I get it? So my last hidden gem is a sherry, and there are numerous kinds of sherry, but the sherry I'm talking about today is Pedro Jimenez sherry. Yes, it's a mouthful and it's named for the grape that it's made from. So you can just go to the store and say PX sherry. Pedro Jimenez sherry is a sweet sherry. It's a dessert wine, and it's funny, for a country that's hooked on sugar, I'm always met with a lot of resistance when I say, would you like a dessert sherry? But whenever I've given this to anyone, they beg for more. I think this is fun if you just want to pour a little bit in a tumbler, like so, or just a little bit in a wine glass. Sherry does fine in whatever glass you put it in. It's like raisins and dates and molasses all in one glass. It is super sweet, but it's also super dark and super complex and super sophisticated. If you can't find any of the particular wines that you see here today in your local neighborhood, my tip is always find a really good wine shop and just talk to the owner, talk to the manager. They're a really good wine shop, their collection will be great, and they'll know what they're talking about. And you can easily go in and say, hey, I saw this thing on sparkling reds, I really want to try one. Or hey, which Chardonnays in here are unoaked? Or which domestic rosés are done in the French style? And they'll be able to steer you in the right direction for all of these. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful to you. I host all the time, I have parties all the time, and I have people over from the pickiest eaters to the most adventurous. And these 5 things are always the things that are a home run with the gamut.